the studio will still make a profit. That's not true today. All the eggs are in one basket, so to speak. They'll make a film and it can cost 40 or 50 or 60 million dollars. If it doesn't go out and do 150 million dollars, it's not a big hit when it costs that much, you know. And as a result, everybody is sitting there, and it's like the Super Bowl or something, or the finals of the soccer match. If you win it, great. If you don't, it's all over.
We have no Marilyn,
no, not quite like that. Not quite on that level. No, but she was unique. You know, she was absolutely unique. I don't think there ever will be stars quite like that or in that position in the public. But there's still. It's just that it's spread out more instead of just in film. Now there's television, rock stars, etc. So it's when it used to be just films, then a film star like Clark Gable or whoever, you know, Lana Turner, Rita, they were like the king and queen. Well, there was aspects of that I missed. It was more fun and more relaxing, and everybody. But the world in general was under less strain in the 50s and 60s. You know, we did not have the incredible pressures that we have in life today, and the terrible political and social and racial problems that we have throughout the world. And the world has shrunk in the sense of you can't be an isolationist and just say, well, that's too bad that this country has a problem, but that's none of my business. It's everybody's business now, all of these problems, and we have to be concerned with the world in general. And through television and our advances in science and technology, it's instantaneous. Something happens in the Far East, in 20 seconds. We know about it in the States or here or in Portugal or wherever it may be, and we're involved sooner or later.
It's very different work for television.
Yes.
For an actor.
Yeah, the hours are longer, and the rehearsal periods are shorter, and the schedule of shooting a film for television is in general shorter. So as a result, although there's some wonderful things that are done, very often the production does suffer compared to a feature film only. You can tell that, you know, they've been shooting it and shooting it. There used to be a joke that if you were in television, if you're 15 feet away from the camera, you're late. You got it, that's it. And if you walk in front of it, they're going to print it. So don't burp. Or do anything else, you know. It's very, very tough. I think, for instance, one of the reasons why I would not consider doing a series on television right now is trying to keep not only the hours and the difficulty of working and the fact that you play the same part week after week, which is difficult to keep fresh without getting bored yourself, is the fact that it's so hard to keep the quality of the writing and the production up on a high level, week after week after week after week. Strangely enough, it's somewhat akin to the problem in the theater that actors can run into. The theater, you've got one chance in 100 of having a hit, let's say, right? You go to Broadway and you think, oh, I hope it even comes in. I hope it doesn't close out of town. Now you come in and it's opening night and it's a hit. Oh my God, that's great. And you go on there for a month and then another month, and comes around the third or fourth month, you're saying, how the hell do I get out of this show? Because you're beginning to get bored, and the show begins to go down. The energy level goes down, and the director comes in again, and he takes a look at it, and he times it, and the stage manager says, the show's running 5 minutes longer. That's a long time. 5 minutes longer than it did on opening night. Everybody's beginning to come down a little. You've done the same thing over and over and over, and you have to keep remembering that audience, it's the first night for them, you know. But you've done it 100 times. In film, the same problem immediately and faster happens because it might be take 20 let's say you and I were doing a scene instead of just really chatting like this, and I had to say the same words again, and then again, and then again. Well, after about the 5th or 6th or 7th or 8th or 9th time, and sometimes I remember doing a scene with Marilyn where she only had 7 words in Some Like It Hot. We did 58 takes. And I want to tell you, we were going crazy. And we didn't even say anything. All she had to do was walk in a room, and Tony Curtis and I were standing there, and she said, "Where is that bourbon?" "Oh, there it is." That was it. 7 words. For some reason, she just couldn't get it. She wasn't happy with it. She would stop in the middle of it each time. 58 times. Now, the actor who has to do that, let alone the other actors, especially if they've got anything to do in the scene, how do you do, finally you get a print on take 58. Does it look like take 58? It should look like take 1. Like it never happened before. So that's the toughest thing about film. The toughest thing about all of the different media is freshness, to keep it fresh and vital.
Numa coleção de grandes heróis, não podia faltar Bond, James Bond. Brosnan, Pierce Brosnan, fez 4 filmes. Eu entrevistei-o 4 vezes.
I don't know. I just do it. I just read the script, try to make him as real as possible, as honest as possible. Adhere to all the signposts that make James Bond work. I'm a Bond fan, yeah, sure. I mean, the first time I saw it was I was a kid, 1964. I saw Goldfinger. I mean, I looked younger than my years. You know,
But
no one knows that I'm 52 right now.
The perfect age to
That was a
to
joke.
Bond.
52. 52 as opposed to 42. I'm 42. Let's just get this straight. This man's not listening.
40, 41?
I'm 42.
42.
42.
Yeah. The
16th
perfect-
of May, 1953. A great year.
The actress, another Bond.
Another Bond. Another day, another Bond. Tomorrow Never Dies. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. Did you know that it was actually called Tomorrow Never Lies?
Why?
Originally? And when the English company...
I don't
when
like
the-
so much the title.
You don't like the title?
No.
Oh no, I like the title.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally it was called Tomorrow Never Lies, but when they sent the script over to America, there was a typo error, and the L became a D. And they said, no, it's not Tomorrow Never Dies, it's Tomorrow Never Lies. And the Americans said, no, we love it.
You said Bond has been the celebration of my life.
Yeah, I think that's
Why?
a fair statement. Why? Because I love the movie. I come to the movie as a fan, first and foremost.
Yes.
And because I was offered it in '86 and I couldn't do it in '86, because it was given to me and then
Yeah.
taken away from me, that created a certain frustration and an anger. But you have to get over that and get on with your life. And I did. And then lo and behold, surprisingly, it came around to me again. And for many reasons, personal reasons, I wanted it to be great. I wanted it to be really, really great. It's the usual, save the world, get the girl, stop the bomb, have a little martini along the way, bed one girl after another.
But Bond, never say never again, or definitely you say no.
That's it. It's over. It's over.
Part of your
It's done.
Memories.
It's part of my memories. Part of the legacy.
Ainda bem que estas partes mais complicadas dos filmes ficam para os atores e para os duplos. A SIC